Yeah.
Yes. Uh,
Ah.
yeah. So, when we last left off, last time we played, you guys had managed to, and I'm echoing, yeah, yeah,
From me.
Jesse, yeah,
Yep.
you're still,
Again.
oh, every time it's you, Jesse.
And it only just happened just then, right?
Yes, testing. Nope, you're still echoing.
Testing? How about now?
Testing. Okay, good. So you managed to capture a drow man who had stolen the mirror you had taken out of that castle while you had stopped in the town of Woodrest. Um, I believe you managed to bring him over to the sheriff and drop him off and explain the situation. And you
Yep.
sent a message off to the chancellor about what you found.
Him in the mirror off, because good riddance.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. You left the mirror with the sheriff, telling
That's
them
great.
that it's important you informed the chancellor of all this. So,
Which I did.
what would you guys like to do? Oh, that's right. And all throughout this, your feline friend was actually in someone's room, having a good time.
Ooh, ooh.
So,
I
what would you
believe
guys
our
like?
next course of action was to try to get a way to Bottom Town, because I believe that's close to where the mountains we wanted to get to, I think.
Yeah.
Yep. The mountain
So
range
plan,
that we had pointed at with the telescope was near Bottom Town.
yeah, our plan was to go from where we are to Bottom Town using a carriage. Because screw walking all the way there.
Like 180 miles as the crow flies, but then it's like 180 and then like, 285
But
miles. Yeah. Ooh.
it would also be on a carriage, which would be better.
Yeah, if we can catch a carriage, if somebody's going that way.
This could be the time.
Hard to
Did
ask.
did we end up waking up our feline friend?
You're not sure which room they're in.
We knocked on the door. I thought we tried to find her and we gave up. Or we knocked on the room and they were already gone.
They weren't
Also,
in the room that they bought for the night. They were elsewhere.
she'll find us eventually, I'm sure. That, or we'll just leave her. One of the two. But yeah, we're trying to find passage to Bottom Town.
So right now it's still late in the evening. The shops are closed up tight. Pretty much just the guardhouse is active and everything. And the stables are slightly a mess because you, I believe, killed a horse in there. If memory serves.
Killed it out front of the building, I thought.
Yeah, like right out in front of the stables, but still, it's.
But I thought like it was the middle of the night when we were fighting that guy, so
Yeah.
I thought it was closer to morning at this point.
Well, it's been like about an hour all told. So it's like, yeah, it's closer to morning, but it's like still 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. Nothing's open.
Sun's coming up.
Yeah.
Clean up, early breakfast, find a carriage.
Yeah,
I'm
sounds
done with
good.
that.
And Tallulah has probably gone off back off to her room to go back to sleep for a bit, even if it's just another hour.
Maybe the cat'll show up.
Eh. Maybe.
So are you guys just heading back to your room to rest, or are you like sitting in the tavern? What is your current location?
I mean, it's late enough that or early enough that I think Keen would just wake up for the day.
Okay.
Might as well be awake. No reason to try and go back to sleep.
He's got too much adrenaline running from stabbing 2 people and a horse to death.
Keen. Good old Keen. Alright. Did we lose somebody? No, we got everybody.
What's up, bitches?
There's extra
Now
people.
she shows up.
Ah,
Oh, were you guys waiting for little old me?
No.
Oh. Don't worry. I know that. So, what are we doing? Anyone?
We're on our way. We're just waiting for the shops to open to go to bottom town.
Okay. Kinda sits down, cleaning herself up a little bit. She's a little bit ruffled. Little bit.
Uh-huh.
so currently the tavern portion of the inn is well empty except for you guys. There's no current bartender. There's no one serving any food. Nothing. Just like quiet and dark in there except for you guys. And it seems like the only person not currently in there with you is Tallulah.
Sorry, I'm quiet. I'm honestly not sure what to do now.
Yep, like I said,
We get
we're
to-
just waiting for passing time at this point, kind of.
Yeah. Just not
I was
going
having
back
a
to
sleep.
sleep. That's all we're doing.
Alright. So what is your plan once things get opened?
Find a carriage to Bottom Town.
Yeah.
Alright,
Pretty much.
So there's no other shopping you wish to do then?
I mean,
Personally, I'm good.
Same.
Okay.
I don't think I need anything. I got plenty of. Where's my character sheet? I think I closed it. Nope, there it is. I got plenty of arrows. Oh, I have 18 arrows. Maybe I should get some more arrows. Sure, Keen will look for arrows before we go. Get another 20. I think he gave a bunch to the cat. He gave like 20 of them to the cat, so he'll pick up another 20.
Hello. Oh. I thought the little head jumped in voice. I thought I heard the Badoop. I was mistaken.
I just heard somebody talking. Alright. So you're looking for a general store.
Just arrows.
Well, this is, a small town based around hunting. Ow, hunting. Sorry, whenever I move the arm the wrong way. Built on hunting and the like, hunting and skinning and leatherwork. So there's actually would be a fletchery here.
Get thee to a Fletchery. Sorry, I couldn't help it.
And it's called the Owl's Nest.
The way you paused after owl scared me a little bit.
What? I don't remember pausing.
The owl's nest. The way you just said it, like with that tiny pause, I was terrified you were going to say owl bear. Roll initiative.
Yeah, Keen will
Well,
grab
you're-
breakfast, hang around the tavern
You're
until it
in
opens.
a tavern called the Owl Bear's Rest. So there's already something named Owl Bear.
I'm
You're-
aware. Trying to be.
You're waiting around the tavern.
Oh, wait, have breakfast, wait around the tavern until the shop opens, and then head over.
Okay. What about the rest of you? Any of you also have anything you wish to get done?
Not particularly. After looking over my stuff, I'm good when it comes to resources.
Same.
Okay.
I don't really need anything.
Okay. So, yeah, as the Fletchery opens, you discover that the arrows here are actually, how much are they in the book? What are they? Gold for 10 or 20? Was it?
They're in packs of 20, but I can't remember the exact gold count.
Turtle butter?
I don't have my player's handbook
Okay,
on me.
I'll open it up then. Ugh.
My player's handbook is giant and in a binder because it fell apart.
Aw.
I think it's like a gold for 20, but I don't remember.
Yeah, I'm nearly to the right page.
Yeah, cost 1 gold point.
So
D&D
you
wiki.
find that at this particular shop, because it is a readily available item, lots of people make them, and they're a good resource here, that they actually only cost 5 silver for a bundle of 20.
Alright, then I'll just spend the gold and get the extra, and just in case the cat needs them again, because the cat can't take care of itself.
So Fang is nearly a dog, huh?
Pretty much.
Hey, I'm a cat. Get it right.
But cats are self-sufficient.
How about,
Some cats that are not.
hey, I got gold. You're just the one that's buying it for me because you think I'm special.
Oh, you're special, all right.
Very special. Very special.
Yes, I am a very charming kitty, and you adore me.
Oh, I didn't say charming. I just said special.
Oh, Grizz, don't
Wow.
worry. I am very charming. Ha ha
Oh,
ha ha!
She gets a nat
I'm a
20.
charming cat.
If you're trying to be charming, you picked the wrong class.
Well,
What are you
actually,
talking about?
I have a charm. My charming rogue will be around on Saturday, on Sunday as well. So
You do know that I've taken a skill in Bard, right?
and there's that too. He's also part bard.
Oh, I was referring to the fact that there's an enchanting wizard.
Ah,
Why do you think that I said that this was basically gonna
Wait,
be
we have
like my
we have a
e-thought girl?
I'm forgetting. There's a wizard in the party.
No, there's a class of enchanting
Ah,
wizard. That it exists.
Yeah,
So I was just making
I'm
a joke about
aware
that.
of that. It's just that I forget that, like, in the party for some reason. But at any rate, so Keen has returned back into the tavern, I suppose, with 40 arrows, 2 full quivers full. And
Yeah, he basically just has the extra stuffed in his backpack.
And at the moment, a middle-aged gnome is currently serving food at the bar.
for the other guys and ask them if the cat showed up yet.
She's sitting there at the bar.
Oh, she is? Okay. Then I guess if we're ready to go, we should go look for a thing. A carriage.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's go.
And I will be right back. Unfortunately, I have to go to the bathroom again.
Blech.
Blech.
Yeah, pretty much. My eyeballs are itchy, and I don't want to scratch them.
My eyeballs are itchy.
Yeah.
Huh. That's. Oof. Oof. You gonna scratch them eyes? Keep your eyelids open with one hand and so.
Bark what?
A woof.
What?
Oh, my dog is at the bedroom door barking. I don't think she's picking up on the headphones, though.
Ah, back. Sorry about that.
Welcome back.
She's
You
mad
okay?
because I'm twanging the tab on my can.
She doesn't like that, huh?
Oh, she just hears something that she doesn't know. She's gonna bark at it because it's what she does.
Silly puppers.
A woof woof woof. I don't know if you could hear the dog on my end. It's kind of annoying. Flinching.
Anyway, I imagine at this point Tallulah would have come groggily out to join the rest of you.
Yeah, I would think so.
To just kind of mumble something and munches on a cabbage.
Always with the cabbages, you are.
Well, we're all up. Let's get going, shall we?
Let's go have some fun. Let's go.
Let's hope there's a carriage running out of this one horse town. I think we killed the one horse they had.
They better bloody have a carriage going down to Bottom Town.
Let's just hope it's as fast as that first one.
Hopefully. Probably not.
I bet the roads are probably more like country roads down here than like main roads.
To be expected.
Well, the road that you guys actually wandered into Woodrest on is more of a main road. It looks like, the major roads that I have pictured here on the map are the main roads going throughout the country. They're the ones that are most taken care of, the ones that are most patrolled, all of that. And there's other, you would have passed by other roads on your way to and from that would have indicated, small things off to farms, villages, to other smaller towns, that sort of thing. But they're not too small to put on this type of map. So these roads are actually pretty nice down here. All right. So you guys are leaving the tavern.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's what I'll be doing.
So you leave
Leaving
the
the tavern to
tavern,
go get
and you've looked back at the stables that you guys had, fought that taken that drow down at, and see that it is named the Holding Pen. There is a half-elven woman outside currently. She is helping to supervise the cleanup of the corpse of that horse. There's actually an orc there helping to do some of the cleanup, along with 2 humans.
Oh, yeah, is our orc still with us?
That's straight. I almost forgot about Hilga. Yeah, Hilga's actually with you guys. She's
Would she have like stayed in the inn with us, or would she have camped like outside of town?
She actually decided to stay in the inn with you, but she probably took on Fang's unused room since Fang, well, borrowed somebody else's room.
Not surprised.
So, what would you guys like to do?
I think the first thing we should do, like we were talking, is go into like seeing if we can secure transport to the next stop, bottom town, and we'll see if we can locate where that, like maybe some kind of path or some kind of sign as to why they would have had, what's it called? Why they would have had the telescope trained there.
Yeah.
Is that agreeable?
Yep.
I mean, we have a letter that said something about the Adling Mountains too, so I'm assuming it's,
Yeah, we've got a good lead.
So where do we go to get basically to get a taxi?
That's what you guys were
Oh
staring
my
at. You were
God.
staring at the stables.
Is there anyone out there that looks like they might have a free spot on their carriage
Well,
or on their cart?
you don't see carriages specifically out there right now, but you do see a
Okay.
half-elven woman supervising the cleanup of the horse you guys
Okay.
killed.
I just want to know, just check. I wanted to check if there was like anyone else. I'll go ahead and walk up to her.
I'll follow behind.
Excuse me, ma'am. Do you need a hand?
No, we're quite taking care of that way. As the orc and the 2 humans kind of lift up the horse and start carrying it off. What a mess! Right out in front of my stables.
Yeah, we do apologize for that. There was someone.
She turns and wings an eyebrow up at you. That was your fault?
It was not, but I'm affiliated with the one that did. Someone stole something of very important value of us and to the king and his advisor. The best way to keep them from escaping, unfortunately, was to
You had to kill the
offer right.
horse and cause such a mess.
That's why I offered to assist with the cleanup.
Well, where were you a couple hours ago?
Attempting to figure out how to get to Bottom Town.
and well, at
We
the
had business
constable
there.
too.
That as well.
Dropping off the rider
The
of the
writer.
horse.
Yeah. She lets out a large breath. Well, yeah, it's got a little backup on the carriages this morning.
I
So,
apologize. As a player, I didn't hear what you said. Backed up, or you need backup?
That's it. They've got a bit of a backup because she's looking down at the
Okay.
mess. She's saying that.
Well, if there's anything I can
Horse
do,
tends to make other horses rather nervous.
understandable. If there's anything I can do To help alleviate that, let me know. Because we are looking to get out of here, not in a hurry, but in a quicker manner.
And you said you want to go to Bottom Town.
Mm-hmm. We have a lead involving the Odling Mountain.
Well, I mean, you can totally get to the Godling Mountains anywhere to the south. I mean, form
A very
giant stuff
specific
before.
area of the mountains near Bottom Town.
Ah, alright. Well, I suppose there's a carriage leaving in about 2 hours that can get you there.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you, ma'am.
And she kind of just gives you a look and then just kind of nods. Yeah, I suppose.
The price for our motley crew. How
What'd you
much?
say?
What's the fare?
She kind of gets out a ledger sheet as I look up the exact price per mile. Okay, so that is 3 copper a mile, and it is how many miles? 180. 280. Great. Mathematics is eluding me right now. I don't know why.
What's up? What's eluding you?
1 second. I was just muttering to myself.
You're good.
So she says, tapping her chin, after putting away her ledger, that'll be 9 gold for the each for you.
Gold per
Each.
person?
Mm-hmm.
So that
Can't afford that. So
how
25 gold?
Let's see, there's...
Because there's 5 of us.
Wait,
6 because of that work.
there's 6.
Whoops. I forgot.
So that'll be 54 gold for the lot of you. And she thinks for a moment, well, I could round that down to 50.
I'll hand over 50. Eating really heavily into our party funds.
I'm just wondering why it costs so much more to get to Bottom Town than from the others. Is it just not a common route?
And she smiles. Well,
horse
yeah.
tax.
Yeah.
Dead horse tax.
Didn't know it was her horse.
Wasn't
Also,
my horse. You
it was-
caused a mess here and caused about a panic in the stables.
We also dealt with criminals. You'd have lost a horse.
That wasn't my horse to begin with. That was whoever brought that in's horse.
Either way,
But you already
Like,
paid her
maybe
50
she just
gold.
likes skeletons.
She kind of ushers you off into the into the back of the stables where the carriages are currently being set up and outfitted. And Tallulah just goes and sits in the one that is indicated for Bottom Town. Hilgar goes in and joins her. Hilga, sorry, Hilgar.
So what should we do in the meantime? Should we try to do anything to make back some of the funds we just lost?
Wait, is anybody Keen could play dice with? He has a proficiency in dice.
Well, we also apparently have a bard.
Roll investigation
Hello.
check.
It is me.
Well, you do happen to see a gnome kind of finishing up giving water to the various horses in the stalls. And they appear to be playing with a set of dice as well.
I guess Keen's gonna see about like gambling while we're waiting.
I'll go ahead and hand Keen the 6 gold I have on me. Don't get caught if you do anything sneaky.
Like a really innocent look.
Aw, such a cute little kobold.
Of course, I'm proficient in it, but I don't know what proficiency bonus dice gets, so...
Dexterity. There's no luck. There's no luck trait in this game. This isn't Fallout.
Didn't mean to roll it. I just wanted to add my bonus to it. I guess it asks every time I roll it.
Yeah.
Like you can't set it. Okay.
I think you can. Yeah, if you mouse over it and press the cogwheel.
Yeah, that's what I did, and I hit the question mark, and it lets you input the value, but it doesn't stay.
Really?
It
It makes you re-roll it every. Like
Yeah, it
you have
makes
the
you
option to
reset it
roll
every
with
time.
different
Yeah, I
stats.
think it's because the
No.
GM can tell you, oh, okay, this time use this stat instead. So that's why it's not set.
No, it stays.
stay.
Stayed for my tool. And I
Mine
just...
mine pops up a pop-up that says input value. And then I click submit.
You might
You're
have to, you might have
clicking
to
on
edit
it.
it. Yeah, you might have to edit
Yeah,
it.
you have
and
to go
then,
to the
and then
edit.
change it.
But that's what
Change
I'm.
it from
Hey,
query to dex.
Once you're at the edit part, there's attributes, and it says query attribute. Click on that.
Click the cogwheel.
Yeah, cogwheel.
Oh, query attribute. Okay, you can set it to dex. Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. All right, that makes it a little bit easier. Although, like, none of my rolls have been good, so I don't know if I really want to gamble.
Well, you don't know what the gnome is throwing.
Yeah, so Keen's gonna like if he sees the gnome tossing dice, he might hit him up for some games to kill time.
All right.
But he's not gonna like bet anything crazy. He's a cautious dice roller.
What sort of bets are you making?
I don't think he would have taken the extra money. I think he still got a little bit of gold, I guess, on his own. He'll go a gold a throw, I guess. I don't know, like what like if you're just doing. I mean, I guess it depends on the game. Like,
Well, it's just gonna be like just dice throws and see if which of us gets higher. I just rolled 2 amounts on mine. I just want to, and I can go with the top 2 on yours if you like.
sure, they're all crappy. It doesn't matter.
Well, don't say that too fast. You actually won both of those. Because I rolled a 7 and then a 4. And you rolled a 16 and a 7. So...
If I did a gold at a time, so I just get back my gold and 2 extra?
It would basically be double each time. So you would get, 2 gold, and then you would pay gold, and then you get 2 back. Then pay gold and get 2 back. So that would give you a total of 4 gold. I think. No, wait. If you keep using the same gold.
Plus 2 gold.
3 gold. So, yeah, you'd have 3...
I'm up from 5 to 7.
Yeah, let's go with that. Sorry, I
Yeah,
keep forgetting about the initial investment could also be the same as the... But yeah, you get yourself a couple of gold doing that.
Keen's not going to keep going because he doesn't want to fleece the guy and piss him off, or B wants his luck to turn. So, I think that's probably all he would do is the.
But still, 2 extra gold is good.
Yeah, that's extra beer somewhere. Or arrows.
Blue alcohol. Drink responsibly, kids.
And what are you
Pot, meat, kettle.
doing? Literally.
Love it.
So what's everyone else doing?
I was hoping that what's the word? I was hoping that sorry, I'm bad with names all of a sudden. What is the name of the cat? Jesse, I can't remember your character's name.
Fangtail.
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 So was Fangtail going to use any of her feminine wiles and instrumental skills to earn us any coin?
She's gonna look around to see if she can find any sort of musical instrument.
You don't have a musical instrument of your own?
No, not yet.
Well, it's part of your starting equipment as a bard.
No, it wasn't starting.
Oh, you
equipment.
multi-classed.
Yeah, I
Oh,
multi-classed
okay.
into it. Because I was like, you know what, since I am going to be, that thought sort of girl sort of thing, I might as well at least go summon bard.
So roll investigation check.
You want to be the horny bard.
Well, he should find a mouth
Not
harp.
entirely, but yeah. Oh, fuck.
Oh, he didn't find a mouth harp.
No, you don't
He-
see anywhere that sells anything like what you want.
I was gonna do some sort of music, but I can't find anything.
You basically spend the next hour searching fruitlessly among potential stores and finding nothing that sells instruments of your liking. So that's what you do for the next hour while you're waiting.
I mean, I could ask a friend to help in the next hour if need be.
We had some with a musical instrument, but life happened.
Yeah.
So Nori and Kel, what are you guys doing?
I wonder if somebody else played that guy's flute, would it have been cheating?
That is true. This is very true.
Yeah. Didn't he have a spare one though?
But his dead wife was in the flute. Like, I just wonder if somebody picked up his flute and started playing with it. Like,
Somebody else is blowing her whistle. I'm sorry, that would.
It would sound terrible, and it would taste horrible to you, because it's an enchanted flute, and doesn't want you playing it.
So basically, it tastes like a Nintendo Switch cartridge.
I don't know what one of those tastes like.
Apparently, they specifically made them taste awful
Yeah.
because they were small and they were afraid kids were going to put them in their mouths.
my mouth.
Yeah, just the tiniest of lick.
I could.
Like, not
I have
even a
my
lick?
Animal Crossing cartridge in my thing right now. I could lick it.
Oh my god,
Do it.
do it. Do
You
it.
won't.
It's horrible. But
Hold on, I
do
gotta
it
stop. I
one
gotta
try.
close the software before I pop it out.
Just try it once to see how it feels.
I currently only have digital downloads for Switch.
Wait, is Keen about to become Kurt?
No. See, this is going back to sits in the vines. Back to sit.
It's in the jar.
Yeah, sits in the jar of hanging vines. Yeah, who wanted to lick grung to taste the rainbow.
Yeah, she was trying to. She was trying. She had heard somewhere that you could lick a grung and get.
And there are some rather interesting effects that you
Close
ended up with.
software.
So, how does it taste?
I'm still closing the software before I can pop it out.
Okay.
All right. How do I get it out of here? They are really tiny.
Yeah,
So what
they
part tastes bad? Just like any
All
part
of
of the
it.
plastic?
All of it tastes
Okay.
bad. But
Oh,
try and
blah,
do.
blah, blah, blah,
Yep.
blah. Yeah.
Yep.
Mm.
Yep.
Yeah, no, that's not pleasant at all.
No kids are putting
It
that
took
in their
it took a
mouth.
second for it to get a flavor, but yeah, that doesn't have a very good flavor.
See, the problem with that is, though, that you could easily swallow that before you taste it, so...
Then you deserve to die. I'm sorry.
Especially if you're letting your kids next to them. If you're gonna
We
let your
need
kids
a
play it,
little
let
bit
them play
more
it next to 'em.
natural selection in the human race.
Ooh. Bring out the aliens. The strong will survive. That's another thing that I'm getting today. Oh, I'm so excited now.
I can hear my
Rick, I
dog
might not
zooming
be
up
able
and
to
down the
play.
hallway.
I might
Bree,
not
what
be
are you
able to play
doing?
with you tonight. Because I get Destroy All Humans today.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Forgot about that game.
I can't wait to play that. That used to be my childhood.
Yeah, that's
Years and
What you
years ago,
doing?
I got the sequel for Christmas, but I didn't have anything I could ever play it on. So I just had a
Ouch.
copy I couldn't play, and have never played.
I had
Well,
both
My dad
Destroy All
felt sad
Humans.
about that actually, because he realized that it wasn't
Same,
backwards
and
It
then
was
all of a
so
sudden
much
I
fun.
lost my. You know what? I used to have a game collection of just PS2 games. It was 150 minimum, and they all got lost in the floods.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, and the sucky thing is that I wasn't even living with my family at the time, so I couldn't even save them myself. They just got lost down there, and I'm like,
That sucks.
and the sad thing is that they all washed away once when it started going down, and yeah, when I got back, there was like maybe 15, 20 games left that were pretty soft. That I actually had to get rid of all the box art sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Anyway, back to the game. What are people doing?
What the
What is Nori doing?
Well, Keen is currently corralling
woof,
her
woof,
dog.
woof.
I don't know if you can hear her barking at me. She's
Oh,
barking
yeah.
at me because I'm wearing
Yeah.
headphones.
We can all hear her
You
barking.
can hear the dog.
Sorry, I'm leaning out the bedroom door because she was running up and down the hallway, and she's barking at me because she doesn't like the headphones.
Why didn't she like the headphones?
Because I got some on my head. She doesn't recognize.
Bruh, my cat is so used to having me having my hat on that sometimes when it comes in here, it sleeps inside the hat. It's adorable. Also, she keeps losing her fucking collar.
All right, that's better.
What?
2 days. 2 days a collar lasted on her until she got it off. The first time that we got it on her, it lasted at least about maybe 2 months. And then she lost it. And we couldn't find it ever again.
The one cat I had, you could never keep the collar on her, and you're supposed to get breakaway collars anyway, so they don't get
Yeah.
caught.
Yeah, both my cats have breakaway collars. They happen to like them. In fact, when they happen to like accidentally pull them off, and I find them like without their collar on, I'm like, oh, a naked cat, and just start cuddling with
Put
them.
some clothes on.
Then I go and put their collar back on. The other day, the one cat came in here and I didn't hear her, and it's like I'm looking down and it's like, oh, yeah, I see, your collar came off. And it was laying in my laundry basket because that's where she'd been sleeping.
Okay, so what's Nori doing?
Yeah, Nori, what are you
Nori?
doing?
Simply waiting.
Well, then in the next hour, you're gonna get
Away
into-
from Fangtail.
No, you're coming to help me.
Fangtail's been Fangtail. Before you rolled your investigation, Shelly did not specify you were taking anybody else with you. So
No, that's why I'm waiting until the next hour.
It's pretty
Unless
much,
there is no next hour.
there is no next hour.
Okay.
I thought you said it was 2 hours.
2 hours, really?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, you said it was
Yeah,
2 hours till
2
the
hour
next
break.
2
wagon.
hours to the next.
You
You're
said
right,
we
I
were waiting
did.
for
Sorry.
2 hours.
So yeah.
You're good.
Then what is Kel doing?
And I'll look around, see if anyone needs any generic physical labor being done, but otherwise he'll just wait.
Roll an investigation check.
Rolls on that one.
Not bad, not great.
Got the one right.
Better than that. Yeah, so you take a little while and look around. Occasionally you see Fangtail off in the distance, going into shops and coming back out
Looking for a
dejected.
certain item and then getting distracted easily, then leaving the shop with it, and then remembering what I needed. Multiple times.
But yeah, you don't see anybody that needs help at the moment.
Except Fangtail.
Fangtail is off on a journey of self-discovery.
She discovered more than herself last night.
Hey.
Anyway, carry on.
So, does this mean it's the second hour? Nori.
No,
Nori, I need your help.
I'm busy.
No, you're not. Every single time I came out of that store, I saw you just standing there.
Happenstance.
I'm not stalking, but I just happened to see you standing there.
Right.
Anyway, I need some help. I'm trying to look for a
I
musical
can't
item.
help you because I don't know where any of that is. Thank you.
Then come help me look for one.
I'd rather just stay
You've probably
here.
got better eyes than me. I mean, just look at them. They're gorgeous.
I'd rather just stay here. Get Cal to do it.
Cal. Yells out to Cal.
Yes.
Sort of a Marco Polo sort of thing. Oh, Cal. Can you help me?
With.
I'm trying to find a musical instrument. I want to be good at.
Uh-huh.
And I seem to, whenever I go into a store, I seem to get distracted very easily.
Have you ever heard of beatboxing?
No, I don't think that I'd be able to do it with my soft paws. I heard it on the street a couple of times.
But let's go find you an instrument.
Yay! It's a day. I mean, it's a quest.
Have fun.
Nori, you're coming along. Latches onto Nori, pulling him.
No.
That would be a athletics versus either contested athletics or acrobatics.
Athletic. Huzzah.
Huzzah.
Damn
Rory easily pulls away from you.
it. Fine, kind of just pounce and walks away.
Nori is having none of it.
Find an instrument. So, shall we do some more investigation rolls?
Yeah, we can do some investigation roll
Yay! I
with
got an
advantage because I'm
11.
helping you.
Oh, with advantage?
See, I'm just roll another time.
Be 11.
15!
I was hoping really for a 1.
Same.
God damn it, you guys.
What? You made a
I-
cringy
I
character.
made
You
my
can't have everyone
character to be
fail.
hated on, but I didn't expect this much.
The only instrument you can find for sale in town is the harmonica.
I mean, I'd be down for that. I mean, I got my character Pink to have one. Oh no, not a harmonica. It was a flute.
Kazoo.
No, because his name's Pink.
Or
He's
like a slide whistle.
representative.
That
No,
would've been
my
better, a little
character
slide
name's
whistle.
Pink in another D&D game. He's literally just a rip-off of a Link.
Link. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's got a little flute.
His name is Pink.
Yeah.
And he ended up being almost abducted by
Yeah,
by the
yeah.
city guard and taken out to the Changer's house, all because of his warforged.
Of his fault,
Yeah.
really.
I created a warforge. Yeah, that they didn't seem to like that.
They believed him, and so they dragged him off to the Enchanter's house because the Enchanter has been on the
Yep.
lookout for things like that.
And we didn't help him.
Nope, I'm keeping it. He's my friend. He's Satanant. I've been teaching him
I'm
lots
talking about the part where you got dragged off. The entire
Oh.
party decided to let him just get dragged off by himself.
Except for you. You
No,
followed.
I didn't
Yeah,
get
you
dragged
did.
off.
Yeah, but you followed.
Yeah, but you got fed like tea and little pink cakes and everything like that, and all you had to do was talk to a gnome.
Well,
Anyway, you discover a general store called the Deer Den.
oh. Sounds good. Shall we look into this store? Kind of leans into the store, begging King to come in with. Wait, no, Cal.
Fine. I'll walk into the store.
So it's kind of dark, kind of dingy in a sort of way. Mostly because like the windows out front are kind of blocked by displays of, well, in this case, a couple of taxidermy deer that are kind of blocking the window. But they appear to be being used as some sort of racks. So there's actually things on wire and string just hanging off the antlers and around the necks and everything like that. But you also see shelves. You see various items on them. You see what looks like uh, jars filled with like jams and other small foods along those lines. Um, Bags with rations in them. Sets of tools and a few instruments.
Ooh, goody. I will instantly go towards the instrument, because that's what my quest.
Roll a 3d10.
Mm-hmm. 3d10. Boop.
Okay. You found a lute, a flute, and a horn as selections over there. They've actually been nicely carved out of deer antlers.
Ooh. I will pick up the loot. Is it heavy?
Actually, the lute is more wood, but it has antler. It has basically an antler at the neck. I think. Wait, do lutes have necks, or are they more like small harps?
Necks, I think.
Yeah, lutes are lutes are almost banjos, aren't they?
Yeah, kinda. They're a little bit different shape, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, thought so. But yeah, it's got it's nicely carved wood, with some kind of firm string, and the neck is formed out of deer horn.
Do I see a price tag?
You see that it looks to be around 35 gold.
30. Cal? Cal? Cal?
Yes.
I need to borrow a little bit of change.
A little bit of what?
A little bit of money.
I don't have
I
any.
promise.
It's all with Keen.
No, I gave you. I didn't take the 6 gold that you had.
Oh, you didn't?
No,
How much
I
do you
said I
need?
wouldn't. He wouldn't have taken it because he wasn't overly confident in his abilities.
How much do you need?
I have 14.
And how much was it?
Looks at it again.
35 gold.
Looks up, winking the eyes. 36 gold?
Yeah, I only have 6 gold on me. And it's not to spend on women, it's to spend on food.
With all that charisma, you should be able to haggle it down with the shopkeeper.
Yeah, she's gotta go up towards the shopkeeper.
And
Be like,
you
"Hey."
see a man who looks like he spent all of his life in the forest. He has like the foresty paler skin, which I'm actually spacing on what that looks like at the moment, but it's not like a farmer's tan. Looks like his hands have possibly carved many of these things around the shop. He kind of like looks up at you as you come over, and he kind of stares for a moment because he maybe has not seen a tabaxi before. Says, "Yeah, what do you want?"
Hi, how are you today? You having a good day today?
A little.
Kind of just twists and turns a little. I saw you had this loot here. It's a beautiful loot. Just a quick question: did you handcraft this loot yourself?
Yeah, of course I did.
Wow, that's amazing. I'd never be able to do something like that. What a wonderful talent you have. See, I'm in a bit of a pickle at the moment. Um, I only have a a decent amount of cash on me, but I don't have enough that's on this price tag here. I don't have enough. I'm just maybe thinking that you could maybe do something for me for that.
Like what?
Maybe bump it down to 14 gold, maybe.
That's less than half.
I know, but I'm pretty sure that I might be able to make some money up from it if I practice enough, and if I make enough, I'll promise to come back and pay back the rest of the money if I ever make the money back.
Roll persuasion.
Hearing that pitiful argument, Kel is going to walk back outside and wait with the others.
Ooh,
Kel's just like,
that's
nope.
a 4.
Yeah, I don't think I'm ever gonna see you again.
I promise. I mean, I travel everywhere. At the moment, I'm actually traveling with a couple of random strangers that's supposed to be taking on like this big huge bad wizard that's summoning skeletons or something.
So why don't you arrange to get some money off of them? Then maybe I can sell you the loot.
Would you be able to maybe bump it down to 30 gold?
Roll another persuasion check.
Persuasion, don't let me down, please. 17.
Kind of thinks for a moment and nods. You know what? I could sell that for 30 gold, but not a gold less.
Thank you. I will be back as soon as possible. You have my word. Hopefully.
I'm not gonna hold my breath on it.
Thank you.
He takes the
Hops
loot.
out of the store.
He takes the loot off of you before you leave and stashes it behind the counter.
Yes. He's even holding it.
Now you just have to
Sorry.
figure out how to get 14 gold in less than an hour.
Well, I'll need 16 gold. Because I've only got 14 gold on me.
What do you want?
I need a little bit of money.
Can't help you. This is
I
only
can
I only have
pay you back.
I only have funds that were given specifically for the mission to be spent on the mission.
But I could help you with it because I could even make you money out of it. You know the other bard that we had, and now he's gone. He did actually a pretty good show and made a little bit of money out of it. And I was thinking maybe if I got good, I'd be able to be your backup for money. I mean, it seems reasonable to me.
You realize that using the other guy as an example is not smartest.
I'm just making a like a what's the word? A scenario. I'm just trying to come up with
Because
a
the other guy
scenario.
was a pretty horrible bard.
Yeah.
As Tallulah, she saw. Wait, no, you King, you saw it. You saw him playing the other night in that barn.
That
He
one
complained
time,
that
but
there
then
was
all
a
the other
toilet.
times you sounded like a dying cat.
It's because his wife wasn't feeling it. If I treat this guitar with as much respect as he treated his flute, and maybe a little bit more, it might treat me better. Who knows? I might have a husband in there.
That's not how instruments work.
Please, I'm begging. I promise I'll make you the money back.
You promise.
I promise.
You realize I will be holding you to that.
Yes, you have my word.
I hope you know, if you don't, there will be consequences.
You won't have to worry about the consequences because that will never happen. I
I hope for
promise
your sake,
before
it
you
doesn't.
leave to go back to your fancy whatever, I might even come in and follow you
No.
around and see the big city.
But
Well,
how much
you
do you
guys are
need?
making a channel. I need 16 gold.
Better bloody get this money back. I hand 16 gold over.
Thank you. Since I know that you like your space, I was going to hug you, but I'll make sure that I won't. I'll just do like a little. She does a little bow, sort of curtsy, thank you, and then walks straight back to the store. I got it.
You now have 30 gold. The proprietor looks you up and down.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, let's see it.
Puts 30 gold on the table.
He looks at it and he tests one and nods a bit, scoops it up behind the counter, and offers you the loot.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I promise I'll take extra care of it just because it was handmade by you.
He kind of gives you a grunt and a nod.
Anyway, I'm gonna go head out and give this little baby a go. Thank you so much, by the way. And she'll start walking out while trying to play the guitar a little. Not
Guitar.
too much, so
We're
if
gonna have
she's...
to. Keen looks at Nori and is like, "We're gonna have to listen to that all the way."
I know.
Thing is, she's not going to try and do it while everyone's around her because she knows if she's going to be bad, she doesn't want everybody to hear it
Hey, Nori.
because she wants to be so good at something.
Nori,
Yes.
you're religious, aren't you?
Yes.
You have any candles? We might need a
Candles.
fashion earplug so we can sleep at night.
Jesus Christ.
I'm
Anyway,
fresh out.
as she's walking
roll
out, she's going to play it very quietly, if
I'm
that's
fresh
okay.
out of candles, sadly.
Can she try and first do
Roll
her first melody?
performance.
But this is very quiet.
Roll performance.
19.
There you go.
Hey. So she's
Oh, it's much better.
starting up where
We
she
can't-
started.
We can't hear it.
It's very
I mean-
soft and subliminal, and people like elves and gnomes can easily hear it, even though no matter how quiet it is.
Because of their perception. Yeah. So she's just walking back, just softly playing.
You know you're not going to make any coin if you can't play it loud enough for others to hear, right?
Oh, I'm just testing it out. Because I've never done this stuff before. So I thought I'd try it out a little bit and get good at it. And then I'd be able to put on even better shows for more money. Instead of people booing me and my name being ruined all over the world.
No one knows your name.
Well, I'm like the only tabaxi out of maybe like 3 or 4 in this entire area.
Then why
Region.
did that guy seem surprised to see you? Like he was not familiar with your face.
Because they've never seen a tabaxi before, and once when my name gets out, and if they think that I'm a bad bard, and that's the first thing that they hear from my name, that's pretty bad publicity.
I don't think your music is what'll get out first. But go back to practicing. We'll have plenty of time on this next trip.
Thank you. I mean, again, I'll try and play it as quietly as possible, so if I do play it badly, it doesn't hurt your ears. That's why I didn't want to buy the flute that was in there. Because we all know how that went. Woo! That's my piece done. What is other people doing?
Keen's just waiting for the carriage to go at this point.
Yep. Just waiting.
Just win. Win.
Same here.
All right. So eventually, the carriage is ready. I take it all of you get in.
Yep.
Yep.
All right, and you guys set off on your journey. Come here, map. Oh, that's right, because I have it on that. All right. Being on carriage, you don't really see any. There wasn't much trouble like you had when you were first coming down here. Ow. So I'm just gonna calculate days unless there's something you guys wish to get done during any of these days.
Is it possible to get better in performance if I just keep practicing? Or
Not
does
with
it
that
have
short
to
of
be
time,
free level
but
up?
you can. That would have to be level up, yeah. Over time, but not in the amount of time. that
Okay,
you
so
have
over
traveling.
time,
Well, I mean,
how
like,
much time over time?
as I said, but more time than you have on this trip.
Like the entire trip of this game?
No, more than this game has in terms of its lifetime. What I'm
Oh,
saying is
okay.
that'd be something to think about in a long-term campaign, not a
Jesse, if I may,
Yeah.
not an adventure.
Okay.
to be considered a true master for that kind of thing, it's considered like to take like 10 years of literal like religious practicing, where it's a portion of your life. It's not a casual thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yep.
So you're not going to be improving any stats anytime soon on that.
Okay, no worries.
It would just be as a
Keep
role
my eye
play
out
thing where your
Leveling up.
character's like a coward.
She's just a little bit shy at the moment.
Mhm.
Like she can hear it, so if she thinks that she's good, then she's gonna start playing a little bit louder from future. Yee.
Another day. Another day. Another day. And finally, in the evening, you guys approach Bottom Town.
Grizz said bottom. I'm sorry, I'm immature. I don't.
Is this about in the point in the mountains where the train is going to come through? Or the route, like, so
Yes,
it's near here?
Yeah, you've seen it on maps and stuff. So basically, the train will basically be coming in through that direction and eventually hit Bottom Town, and then basically parallel the road up north. Is basically the plan that you guys have seen. You're now also in your second week of travel.
I guess since we're hitting it in the evening, we probably want to like check in to see if there's any rumors of, you know.
I can help with that. I can do exactly what happened when I did with the wizard. Try to use my lady charm.
Could check and see if there's like a local like law enforcement office, or like just go to the tavern where
Oops. I forgot that there was old tokens on this map. My bad. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that is old. That was the older folks. Sorry about that. I thought I cleaned up all these maps of the old tokens, and apparently I didn't. So my bad. So you arrive in the early evening at a town that is the southernmost town on the map. It is quite well fortified. You can see well, mostly made out of wood, although there are some stone, like small towers looking out. But you basically see a nice large wooden wall around the majority of it, with some farms on the outside. Uh, Inside, as you guys are cleared through the gates, uh, sorry. Inside, you do see that there is there is some new construction going on. You actually saw that outside too, as some people are working on expanding the wall in order to build more. Uh, as people start seeing you coming in, they stop and watch you, and you hear some whispering back and forth. And you said you guys wanted to go to the garrison.
I was actually maybe thinking of splitting half and half to the tavern and half to the other place.
I want to go with the constabulary personally.
All right. Anybody going to the
Yeah.
constabulary? Put your tokens up on the top of the map. Anybody going to the tavern? Put your tokens down here at the tavern.
I mean, that's if people want to do it that way.
Yeah, that's fine.
So who's coming to the tavern with me?
But there's only really one other person.
I imagine
that you?
Tallulah and Hilga have also gone to the tavern with you.
Oh boy.
Unless Keen really.
Keen will go to the tavern, and if you guys are gonna go to the constable, somebody's got to keep an eye on the cat.
Kind of just meow turns back. What are you talking about? I'll be a good kitty. I'm always a good kitty.
Okay.
That's a good trick, Jesse.
So, so one of you call it, high or low? People in the
I'll go
tavern or people
high.
okay, high. I rolled high, which means I'm going to talk to your group first about what
Woo.
things.
Fun.
All right. So you guys have made your way into the inn. The inn itself is called the Lonely Horde. Rather unusual name. It actually looks fairly new. Less than 10 years old. Inside, you see people coming in for dinner. Various common folk. Mostly a section of humans, elves, dwarves, and minotaurs. But you do happen to see a goblin tending bar. And you also see a handful of kobolds gathered around a table.
She's gonna go straight. Count down.
The goblin kind of looks up from the glasses. Can I help you?
Yes, you can help me very much. I'm just wondering, how long have you been working?
Well, we built this place a few years ago.
Really? It looks pretty brand new to me.
Yeah, it's only a few years old.
Well, it's a lovely place you have.
Thanks.
See,
It's good being
I'm
inside the walls there. The
I'm
undead
just-
haven't been able to breach them.
Oh, glad that you mentioned the undead. I'm just wondering, do you know much about this undead stuff?
Not me personally, but people around here, they've been talking a lot about it. Some of the farms on the outside have been attacked, and people have been moving in here.
That's horrible. Sorry to hear that's been happening around here. if you don't mind me asking, could you maybe in the most about it?
I can't. I can barely hear you, by the way, Jesse. You might want to talk louder or turn your volume up.
I'm sorry. She's basically just asking if he can point us to a direction to one of the tables that's probably been talking about it the most. If he's been eavesdropping a little bit here and there
The
to
goblin,
see
the,
if
the goblin
anything.
shrugs a bit. Nah, I don't know anybody in particular in here right now who might be talking about it. And then he kind of stares pointedly at you.
That's all good. You wouldn't be able to help a lady fix a drink, would you? Kind of
What
batters an
kind
eye
of
a little.
drink? You got rot gut for 5 copper a drink.
I mean, I don't even have that on me at the moment. A free drink for little thing.
Well, persuasion.
Yeah. Don't let me. You didn't let me down.
Tell you what. If you play us a song and you kind of gestures towards the loot on your back, I'll sell you. I'll give you a drink.
She kind of blushes a little bit and thinks about it. Would I maybe be able to get a little bit of a cut from the makings, maybe? Help pay for some of the drinks I might
If
have in here?
if the customers want to give you some money, go right ahead. But if they're buying more drinks, it's all for me.
Okay then, cool. So I guess I just hop onto the stage. Is anybody using the stage? I have to book
The,
anything?
there is no stage here. It's just space in the middle of the room.
Oh, I thought there would have been like some here.
Uh,
I
no,
thought this.
this is a random map, and I
Oh,
think that's
okay.
supposed to be a fire pit anyway.
All good. She'll start walking over to the fire pit. She'll turn the stool over, and she'll drop down a empty pouch, open, down on the ground, and she'll be like, "Hey, everyone. I'm a little bit nervous. My name's Fangtail. I've recently been traveling with a couple of adventurers, going here and there and everywhere, and I only just picked up this loot, and if you want to donate to me and help me strive to be a little bit better, that'd be great. Then yeah, I can't sing at the moment. I only know a couple of chords and a decent melody. Hope you guys don't mind. Yeah, here we go. I still don't know a name of this, but I'll give it a shot. And go to performance. 7 performance. Out. Out.
Well, the bartender still laughingly gives you a drink. No one seems to be very interested in giving you any money. Keen, What are you doing during all this? Are you just going to sit with the fellow
He's gonna
kobolds?
talk to the kobolds and you know, basically, you know, walk up to him and be like, I haven't seen many kobolds in this region. I've been all, pretty much in every town here. You guys are the first I've seen.
They look up at you, say, "Hey, we haven't seen you before," and they kind of wave at a seat for you to sit down.
He'd be talking in Draconic, I guess, to them too.
Yeah. Hey, Fangtail, do you understand Draconic?
Draconic. Do I? Elvish these casts. No, I know Celestial.
All right.
I mean, I assume he would just start talking to him in Draconic because I'm assuming, it's like any other group. Like if you all have a common language, you'd start,
Hey, haven't seen you before. Where'd you come from?
He's like, I'm from out of town, like way out of town, like way south, over the mountains.
They blink and kind of whisper, "The other side of the. No one's been over to get across the mountains before." Like they kind of like are all now gathering around you. Yeah, we came down from the we used to live in the mountains, but some trolls have been, kind of drove us out recently.
Building a train through the mountains. Whereabouts are you guys from? Like, in where he's asking like whereabouts in the mountains.
They kind of give you a description of the entrance to some caves down south, a little bit up in the mountains areas. Yeah, there's a couple of settlements up there. Or at least there was until some of the trolls moved in. There's probably nothing left now. I mean, we grabbed whatever we could, taking it out of the. But the trolls, ugh, they kind of ransack everything.
He kind of blinks because I guess where he's from, trolls are like
Well,
fairly civilized.
The trolls where you're from are civilized. Yes, you've only met civilized trolls, but you've heard of the uncivilized trolls who pretty much will eat anything that's around them, including other people. But
He would ask them if they knew anything about the skeletons in the mountains.
The other one looks up and starts grinning and says, "Yeah, we actually got kind of lucky getting driven out by those trolls. Heard that a lot of skeletons have been seen in that area since then. If there hadn't been for the trolls, it's possible we would have been killed by skeletons. I think some of the
Think the skeletons killed the trolls too?
I don't know, maybe, but I don't want to look."
Key would basically tell him, my friends and I are heading down there to try to get rid of the skeletons. If we see any trolls, we can try running them off too. I mean, that is if you guys want to go back.
Maybe. And the other one says, "Well, it was. Truth be told, it was actually kind of new. We'd only been living there for a few months before the trolls came in."
Where are you guys from originally?
Well, further up the mountain, they kind of like gesture off a bit to the east, which is actually where the train is actually going to be coming through. It's coming in from the east. But you know, our original home was getting too overcrowded, and we were coming over in this direction. Although some of the local dwarves, and he kind of glances over at one of the other tables, were getting a bit grumpy at us moving in there. Another kobold says, "Yeah, there's even one that there was even a dwarf, not one of the ones over around here, but back then there was one of the dwarves actually said that was their cave, but they didn't come back, so kind of figured it was ours at that point."
Trying to think of what else he should ask him. He's like, well, I guess it's probably good you left where you guys were, because I think the train is coming through. Yeah, you might be better off down here.
What's a train?
It's like a big metal machine. It's like a big metal carriage that rides on like a road made out of metal, and it can move fast and carry lots of stuff.
They kind of like all look very intrigued, gazing at you.
Keen really wishes he had his cell phone still. The battery's almost dead though. I think it was like, forget, I wrote it in my character sheet. It was only like 19% or something.
Yeah.
But he's just gonna, I guess, like just banter with them for the rest of the night because like he hasn't seen any other kobolds since he left home.
Alright, I'm gonna switch into the other folks. Hello. No.
Hi.
Cal, you there?
Cal? It's our turn
Yeah.
now.
Okay.
Sorry, I thought I had the microphone unmuted, but no, it was very much muted. What's up? What is
Okay.
the weird?
So, you guys, meanwhile, have gone to look for the garrison as the other members of your party wandered off towards the nearest bar. You happen to notice that the inn, bar, tavern, such place was known as the Lonely Horde, but that's all you know about it. Something wrong?
Huh?
I thought I heard a gasp.
No, I had a hiccup.
Oh, okay, sorry.
You're
Okay,
good.
so you head up to the garrison, and already you happen to see a few minotaurs, um, a few dwarves, and you think you catch sight of a wood elf standing in front of the entrance to to a set of stables.
Hmm.
That's a lot of people at the stable.
Oh, where did Kel go?
Hello?
Why did you jump down to a different part?
I don't know.
That's weird.
I didn't hear of even like a beep or anything. I was just talking like no one responded, and I looked at Discord to make sure I wasn't muted, and I was in a complete other channel.
Well, that's okay. Well,
Yeah.
that's
I was gonna say,
interesting.
where do you recommend we start?
So what's Nori doing?
Nori's not doing anything just yet. I simply said that's a lot of people at stables. Could
Well,
check.
you only see a wood elf kind of standing in the doorway to his
Oh,
stables. The rest of
only
them
a wood elf.
are outside the garrison. The stables are
Ah.
attached to the garrison.
Okay, now never mind then. Sorry, I misunderstood. My fault.
So shall we just walk up to the front door and ask if someone has time to speak with us?
Being direct will get us the fastest result.
Roll perception checks.
Oh. Well, a perception check will get us the best result.
Nori, out of the corner of your eye, as you pass by the stables towards the front door of the garrison, you spot an owl bear inside the stables.
A very
What?
calm elder?
An owlbear?
It's not charging at anybody. It seems to be sitting there eating chunks of meat.
Nori, just as we're walking, Nori just sort of stops for a second, just looks over to make sure he's not just imagining it.
And you very much do see a large creature with a beak, a beaky face, and a bear-like paw, just kind of shoving chunks of bloody meat into its maw. As one of the wood elves that you saw happened to be standing in front of it, just kind of nodding, watching.
Well, that's unique.
What's up? What do you see?
An owlbear. A
Kel
calm.
drops his hand to his hand crossbow.
A calm owlbear.
Interesting.
Huh. Might have to go look at that later. First business. And continues to walk up.
And I will join him.
Alright. So, currently at the front of the garrison, you see two minotaurs talking together in heavy armor, and an armored and shield dwarf, seemingly checking over a list of something.
So, do you want me to lead or shall you?
You're more of a people person.
Me, a people person.
Yes.
Did that owlbear scramble your head?
You're probably more
Should you be
persuaded than
taking
me.
medication?
No. I'm sound of mind. I swear.
All right. I will walk up to the person. So they're pouring over a chart or a map?
Which person? I named three people.
Are all three of them looking over the...
No, two of them are talking to each other, and the third is looking over some kind of sheet.
Oh, because I specifically said I walk over to the person looking over the sheet.
Okay. I just started looking. I walk over to the person. That's all I heard.
No. I paused a little bit, but after that second, I then said the other thing.
Okay. What languages do you read?
Do I read?
Mhm.
Common, Elvish, Orc.
Yeah, you don't see any of those as you kind of glance over at this, but it seems to be some kind of list or ledger or some kind, not a map.
And I'm sorry, could you describe the person one more time?
They're a stout dwarf wearing heavy armor and having a shield over their back. You also see some kind of mace or maybe a small warhammer at their side hanging down.
Okay. And is there an obvious gender?
Uh, roll a nature check.
Can I also, just so I can potentially stop him if he makes a mistake?
Yes, you also may roll a nature check.
Like, and also, I want to know if it's sir or ma'am.
Yeah,
Oh.
you're uncertain at this. I mean, they have a full beard, but that's not uncommon among female dwarves. I mean, yeah, there are some kinds of female dwarves that don't grow beards, like female humans and
Really?
other things.
Like, as a
but
player, I've never heard of females with beards.
I need to throw token books at you, don't I? Anyway, I always play it back and forth. It's like same thing as goblins with hair and goblins without hair, because
Okay.
or furbolgs with tails and furbolgs without tails.
Okay.
Dra-
Yeah,
most
I'd
of my
literally
Dragonborn-
never heard of that.
Most of my Dragonborn, for example, do have tails, even though the book says they don't have tails.
Mm-hmm. Well, tails are neat.
Yes, and I do happen to like the art of furbolgs with tails and cloven hooves, even though they're not described as having either.
Yeah. So it basically makes them more like satyrs, which flavor-wise still fits.
Yeah, except they're much bigger than satyrs. I mean,
I don't know.
furbolgs.
I'm just talking about with those physical features.
Yeah,
And given how fearbolgs are so attuned with nature anyway,
yeah.
they're basically like fawns or satyrs.
Except they're a giant version of that.
My point still stands,
yeah,
Grizz.
I know. I know. That's what I was saying. Anyway, no, you really can't tell. You've being from a very culturally diverse, racially diverse, ethnically diverse
Mhm.
nation. You've seen all kinds of dwarves, and you know that you really can't tell gender by what you see. I mean, they have a full
Okay.
beard. They're standing there, looking at this in armor. You really can't tell.
Excuse me, do you have a moment?
The dwarf kind of like looks up from the ledger and looks up at you. Yes, what you want?
Sorry to bother you. My name is Kel. We're representatives from Amaru Corp working on behalf of the king.
Hmm.
We want to see if we can get any information
the-
before passing on.
The one, Emotocorp. Oh,
The ones building the train through the mountain.
the ones with that railroad thing.
Mhm.
Yes.
There's been a lot of excitement about that until the attacks started.
And we're looking to get rid of that issue.
Good.
It, for the sake of transparency, it's a loose lead, but we stumbled upon an old hideout that we believe was from their group. It was filled with undead, and with some sort of mirror they took an interest in.
The dwarf holds up a hand. So, why are you telling this to me? What are you getting at?
If you'd let me finish, please. I don't care to be interrupted.
The dwarf just kind of rolls their eyes. Very well.
They had a telescope that was specifically pointed at the mountains near Bottomtown. I wanted to ask, is there any activity here that would point to their ilk?
I have no idea, but you shouldn't be talking to me about this. You should be talking to the captain or maybe the mayor.
Alright. Where would I go? Could you point me to the building? I'll happily go there and I'll let them know.
The dwarf gestures at the door to the garrison.
Thank you.
As I walk past, I'll just give a friendly nod as a sort of thanks.
The dwarf doesn't nod back. They look back at the ledger and seem to be grumbling about something. So you open up inside and you see a lot of various minotaurs. Some in their armor, some without, some cleaning it, and other dwarves, and only about two elves who seem to be busy working on arrows and off to their bunks. At the far end of the barracks room, which seems to be making up the garrison, you see several desks, and at one of them is a rather impressive-looking minotaur with dark red fur.
Pause real quick. I'm just grabbing a beverage. I'll literally be 2 seconds. And I'm back.
Mm-hmm.
And I apologize if you could describe that very last Minotaur. For whatever reason, I'm still off my game.
Dark red fur.
Things keep going in one and out the other.
Dark red fur and sitting behind a desk.
I'll walk up to the desk. Do you have a quick moment?
The minotaur kind of looks up from their paperwork. You're new around here. Are you looking to are you looking to apply to the garrison?
No, sir. We're emissaries in regards to the railroad. We're attempting to resolve the issue with the undead. I was hoping either we'd have good information for you or vice versa.
Well, I could always use some more information. Right now, our garrison could use more numbers and more equipment. Could really use
Understandable.
more soldiers from the north.
Well,
get
We
attacked.
do have methods of communicating with the king with some immediacy. If it's that urgent, we can see about leaving a message. I'm unsure of the response.
Well, we are in desperate need of more aid at the moment, considering the attacks are almost daily now. But our walls have been repelling them. Unfortunately, the farms outside have suffered greatly.
I hate to hear it. Let's finish this discussion, and then if you want to pen something down, Nori, would you be okay sending a message to the advisor?
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
It's quicker than a letter while we get our work done. But what I was saying, we had some information pointing towards some sort of refuge for them in the woods around Woodrest. We found a long abandoned castle, still filled. Pardon me, still with a few remnant undead. Most importantly, some sort of mirror that one of their ilk took an interest in. They actually tried to steal it from us before we left for Bottom Town.
The undead tried to steal it from you.
No, a drow.
The Minotaur's eyes go wide. Drow? Really?
There seems to be something bigger than this. That person was not aligned with the necromancers, but they're some sort of ally. I smell war. But you mentioned there were attacks. We noticed that in that castle, they had a telescope specifically trained on the mountains just southeast of here. And I wanted to see if you had any information or if anything I tell you might seem important before we pass through toward those mountains and see what we can find.
Well, and the Minotaur kind of sits back a bit. I have heard rumors that shortly before the attacks, back during Renewal 40, the first small attacks before the king.
I'm terribly sorry, but out of character, is Renewal the in-world version of spring?
Yes.
Thank you.
It is currently feasting, by the way, which is...
That's autumn?
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
All the way back during Renewal, a dwarving mining company went missing up in those mountains. And it wasn't too long past that we started getting attacks, small ones. And it wasn't until much more recently that the attacks have moved further north, and the king has finally decided to do something about it, but he hasn't seen fit to reinforce us down here, even though we were supposed to be the big location that the railroad was coming to.
Well, in all honesty, I don't really get involved in politics, so I won't give any opinions in that regard. But it's literally my job to see what I can do to get rid of this. So if I can help you, I can.
Well, my private theory, that we haven't been able to test it out, and I don't think the king believes in it, is that someone, that mining company perhaps, somehow opened up some long abandoned tunnels where the undead were camped out or something along those lines. Maybe they found an artifact. Maybe they woke something up. But I I can't help but think that this was no coincidence. That it all comes back to that mining company.
One thing I will say is it. Sorry, Nori, go ahead.
Do you happen to know uh, where exactly this mining company was supposed to be mining?
Me, no. The mayor might know more. I've I've even heard that he's been willing to offer people a reward for finding out what's happened to the mining company to bring proof back as to their fates.
Hmm. One thing I
Okay.
will say in regards to your theory, even if, while that could be the case, obviously, I don't. I haven't been working in the mountains. I'm just the hired muscle at the moment. There is definitely some sort of fighting or revolution boiling on the horizon.
He
The people that we have run into, the
they
necromancers, have been very xenophobic.
they snort a bit. Yeah, that's what that's what finally got the king to take notice of all this.
Mhm.
And kind of like shakes their head. But they aren't the cause. They are simply one of the symptoms. They
Mhm.
were always the Minotaur struggle tries to find the right word. If we were talking in modern vernacular, I would say that it's basically like one of those viruses that comes back after many years, like shingles.
Chronic.
Yeah, sort of. Except it's something that basically gets reignited. That's always been there, but has.
Oh, like when you get chicken pox, you always have shingles inside of you. You're just
Yeah,
waiting
that's what
for
I
it to
just said.
start.
Shingles.
Okay.
Uh,
Sorry,
yeah.
I had to put it in my own words to understand, but I get it.
But basically, what the Minotaur says is basically the same equivalent to that. That basically
Okay.
these separatists, these other necromancers, are essentially a symptom of something bigger that took place. They've always been there. They've always been like mumbling under the surface, but whatever came
This was
out,
the catalyst.
yeah, whatever happened that's bringing out the major armies, that they're just feeding off of this. They're just becoming
Mhm.
emboldened because of it. And if you found out what was happening and stopped that, they wouldn't be able to do what they're doing now.
Mhm.
Well then, we do have a good lead then. Thank you. Thanks to you.
Well,
It's more information than we had walking in.
I would love to go back to the old days when the only problems we had were the occasional, the occasional hill giant. Although hill giants are fairly rare in these parts, and or more likely an ogre attack.
Yeah, it feels like.
Well, GM note. While there's no hill giants, citizens in Emlarn, you've never worked with one, and as far as you can tell, hill giants are, again, very rare in Everest. You have worked with ogres in the office.
If I may ask, like hill giants, would they be like Mennonite or Amish communities? Not necessarily, like just not necessarily within the main like civilization. They're in their own little communities, though they may interact with us.
In that sense, yeah, they would be considered like that, but they're less friendly than either of those type of
Real
communities.
quick, my dog is jumping on the door in the other room. I need to make sure he's not breaking anything.
And
So, Nora, if you want to continue, I'll be back in a
and
second.
make sure Tallulah's okay. We haven't heard from her today.
Yeah, I'm sure she's just exhausted today, and it's cloudy. Cloudy days make the two of us tired.
Yeah, I've had arthritis problems all week because of cloudy days.
Mm.
Okay, Nori?
Uh, Great. I don't actually know where the conversation was leading.
Well, what do you have to say to all this?
Well, I already said pretty much what I wanted to say which was we have more information thanks to him. If you want, I could still send a message to King for additional aid down here if you wish.
That would be good.
If you could just, I don't know,
Back.
write what you wish. Welcome back. Write what you wish on a piece of paper, and when I have time, I will make sure to communicate it back to King.
Yeah, the minister sighs but starts writing out a small letter. Now, what do you guys wish to do?
I'm kind of wanting to, like out of character, but also kind of say this with Nori. I almost want to stay till the night, since he mentioned that the attacks have been happening daily.
It is the night.
Oh, it is?
It's evening now. When you came into town,
Oh.
it was evening.
Oh. Sorry, still off my game. But, I almost want to wait till one of those attacks just to see if they come from a particular direction, or if, like, for whatever reason, any of them were to flee, if we can follow them and track them.
That's something to bring up to your party. I'm
Yep.
asking what you guys were doing now.
Well, I'm bringing it up to Nori because I want his opinion. Should we wait, or should we go now and attempt to find a trail? Because that will depend on the urgency with which we reach our party.
Well, it would be better to get information from the mayor first,
Mhm.
and then
I'm
we
fine
can
with that.
decide.
Excuse me, would you be the captain?
The Minotaur nods. Captain Red Patch. I
Nice to
happen to be a knight of Hellspring. I've been stationed down here for years now, though.
meet you, Captain. My name is Kel. If you need me, that's what I go by. If you could point us to the mayor's office, we want to just make sure I can get as many details as I can before we proceed.
Well, considering that it's night,
Mhm.
he's probably not in his office at the moment. You'll better luck talking to him in the morning.
If I could still get the directions to it, I'll speak to him when we're able.
The Minotaur would give you such directions.
Thank you. Right, shall we find the rest of our ragtag group?
Yep. Let's hope they haven't gotten themselves into trouble. Although knowing them, that's a tall order.
Do you head
Oh,
to
actually,
the inn?
real quick.
Oh,
Very quickly, one last question for the captain. One last thing.
Captain looks up.
You mentioned the attacks have been almost daily. Have they been during the day or during the night, or are they relatively random?
Random. We have people on patrols at all times on the walls to keep a lookout. We have
Do they?
the rangers out there with their special mounts and animal companions.
Yeah, my friend noticed one of the owlbears in the stable. Impressive.
Yeah, there's a special contingent of rangers that have been training owlbears. Not an easy job.
I don't know if that's a job I would want, but I'm sure it's one that you've been thankful for.
Yes.
And then with the attacks, do they seem to come from a particular direction or just all over?
All over. That's the biggest problem.
Hmm.
We're
Do they
fast-
ever flee, or do they fight to the last?
Oh, the undead fight to the last.
Then what were you about to say?
They don't have any sense of preservation.
I just want to make sure. I've heard of some more intelligent undead being able to lead others,
Well,
and they may have a sense of self-preservation.
well, what we've been seeing is just skeletons.
Okay. Any particular size? Like Similar to a human size, minotaur?
All kinds. Anything.
Do they look old or just picked clean?
The Minotaur shrugs. Look, I don't know answers to those sort of questions. I'm not I'm not a cleric. I'm not a healer. I don't know. I don't
You're
particularly
fine.
care. They're
We're
dead.
just,
They're undead. They are
we're just,
attacking us. That's all that matters to me.
we're just trying to be thorough.
I only ask if they're old or fresh, just in case we could see if it was an artifact, reanimating recently dead, or if, like you said, it's something that's hiding out.
Yeah.
If we knew that information, we'd have told that to the king already.
I'm going to go now. I'm getting very tired of locals snapping at me. Good night.
And I think the Minotaur is also angry at somebody inferring that they don't know how to do their job.
I'm not inferring that they don't know how to do their job.
By asking that sort of questions, that's kind of how they're taking it.
Asking for details because I'm not a local?
No.
That's on him to make those assumptions.
And you just assume gender. So, there you go. Anyway, do you head off to the inn?
Yeah.
I guess, if I know where the inn is.
Yeah, you saw
We
the
passed.
inn as you were getting there.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. So it's dark by the time you get to you make your way over to the inn. There's a decent sized crowd in there. You see cross section of the people of this particular town. Humans, elves, dwarves, and minotaurs for the most part. Although you do see a group of kobolds, and Keen seems to be sitting there chatting with them in Draconic. And there is a goblin behind the bar. Sitting at the bar. Sitting at the bar,
And
Tallulah and Hilga. And
there's
there is
also
your
a
Tabaxi
a
friend
little bit upset.
playing poorly over in one corner.
As
No, she finished and went and had that drink.
So
Basically.
she's sitting there drinking something.
Yeah, with a sort of a saddish look. Sipping away.
Nori's just gonna go over to Keen. So, why is Fangtail so sad?
I don't think that new loot he got or she got is working out for her.
Oh? Was it really that bad?
Nods. She got a free drink and that's about it.
She has a debt she needs to pay. I hope she knows that.
Does Fangtail be able to heal with a cat like?
Yeah, they're making no effort to be quiet. You hear them.
Her ears kind of just flopped out. No, she did first.
So have you guys gained any information?
Keen gestures at the kobolds and says, "These guys said they used to live up in the mountains where we're headed, and if it's not skeletons we're gonna run into, it's gonna be trolls."
Alright, well that's some nice forewarning.
Not like the trolls back home. These are the nasty ones.
Fangtail's gonna perk up and be like, comes over a little and be like, so are we staying the night here? What are we doing?
We'll most likely be staying the night here. We still need to talk to the mayor, and we can't do that until the morning.
Like, Nori?
Oh, did you say something because I couldn't hear you?
Oh, she just asked if she could probably have a room now because she wants to have an early night.
Sure, I guess. Nori's just then gonna go to the barkeeper.
Yeah, can I help you?
Yes, how much would it be for, hi, 6 rooms?
6 rooms. The bartender strokes his chin for a moment. That'll be about 6 silver.
Alright, fair enough. And I'll hand over 6 silver.
And the goblin produces 6 keys, each with a room number on them.
And I just start handing out the keys to everyone. 1 to Lula, 1 to Helga, 1 to Keen, Fangtail. Seems to have not entered the bar yet.
Yeah, it's possible he.
Wait, what? The token hasn't moved? What?
No, you're still standing out there. I assume that you.
Really?
That Kel was.
Can you see this?
There he is.
There you go.
Is it moving?
Yes, your
Yes.
token's moving now.
I dragged it in on my end. What the fuck?
So yeah,
And here I thought Kel was just upset after his conversation. It was
Nori
like wandering
hands
around cooling off or something.
Nori hands Cal his key. There you go.
I think Keen's gonna stay up and carouse with the kobolds for a while.
Kobolds are happy to carouse and learn about Lauren.
Yeah, he would tell him all about the great caves in Lauren. I'm assuming like races like his, like they probably have like a basement apartment would be great.
Oh yeah. Basement apartments and subterranean apartment. I mean, remember there are vampire ruling class there. So there are whole sections of the city which are normally on like ground level that because of tall skyscrapers and such and other walkways have basically made completely dark but not completely underground sections of city that are like always in never have direct sunlight in them, so they're perfect for residents that don't do well in direct sunlight.
Fang tells.
Are you still telling them all this in Draconic?
He'd be speaking, the mother tongue.
So basically, none of the rest of you guys know what
Lie.
Keen's saying.
I know what he's saying. I speak Draconic.
You speak Draconic, so you could hear him sitting there chatting up the city life to the kobolds, who all sound very fascinated by this. Actually, give me a persuasion check, if you would please, Keen.
He's not persuasive. About as charismatic as a potato.
I don't know. Potatoes can be fairly charismatic. I like eating them.
I mean, have you seen Jacksepticeye? He's a potato.
Well,
Apparently.
If a side of fries with a really nice dipping sauce asked me to do something on the condition that I would be able to eat them if I said yes, I'd probably say yes.
I had fries for dinner, and the last of this bean chili that I made. I was basically because there was so little of it left. I was using it as a French fry dipping sauce.
Fangtail's still trying to find his.
You can take whichever one of the rooms you want and just say that that's the number on your key.
Bam. I'll have.
Alright.
Instead of sleep, she's going to practice guitar. Practice. I will roll to see if it was just me being nervous. A little bit. So it could have been just me being nervous.
So back at the bar, the goblin looks at you, Nori, and says, "So what can I get for you? I've got rot gut. Sell you a glass for 5 copper."
I'm on job at the moment. Can't afford to have alcohol, friend.
Eh, too bad for you. What kind of job you doing?
Uh, a job of trying to find the source of all of the attacks.
Ah, that's a good and worthy job. All the attacks out there, driving any potential tourist business out of the way. And I keep hearing that tourist booming is looking to be booming soon enough. Especially if that transportation system I keep hearing about is going to come in.
Yeah, hopefully it gets finished.
So what are the rest of you guys doing?
Browsing. I think Keen's happy to see other kobolds because I don't know if it's in your world. Like in my head, they live in little colonies. Like even his apartment, he's like living with a couple other kobolds.
Yeah, that sounds
Like,
about right.
They're not used to being alone, so
Kobolds
like
are very
it's a little
social.
weird not seeing any other kobolds out here. So he's happy to be, you know.
Woo, friends!
Yeah. Yeah, kobolds tend to live in clans. Taking up like the lower levels of an apartment building is very common for them. Possibly an entire apartment building if it happens to be a rich clan.
With the big families.
In family groupings that where parents and children, it's really hard to tell who's whose. So everybody just raises all the kids, sort of things, and a lot of them, because kobolds tend to be super breeders.
Imagine he probably lives in like a mixed bag. Like they're all basically like ones that got kicked out because the clan was not kicked out, but moved on because the clan was too big. So like they kind of started their own thing.
Yeah, that happens a lot.
Like a queen bee sort of scenario.
Yeah. It also wouldn't surprise me to learn that that most kobolds don't actually have children of their own. That usually there's like a couple of major breeders among a particular clan house, but everybody takes care of the kids. Given the reproduction rate of a kobold, plus the fact that kobolds can potentially live a very long time. Just many of them, well, at least many of them outside of Imlaran tend to die young.
The more you know.
Yeah.
Da da da.
I see stars. The acid's kicking in.
But anyway, so Keen is having a good time. What about Kel?
Kel's just chilling. Not really much of a drinker.
Until Lula's found more cabbages to eat.
She would ask for
Question.
pie. She seems to like pie.
Yes, and pie.
Here's a question. Is
Yeah.
it possible to get inspiration from your own music?
Not at your level. That's a higher
Oh,
level ability.
okay.
With a bard.
I thought it would have been more like, I play like the best I ever have, and then I'm like, wow. And then it's like
You have to be high
courage.
enough level, and I think it might even apply to certain schools of bard.
Ooh. Okay. Interesting. Just wondering.
It's possible, but it's an in-game mechanic and not an automatic give. So I take it there's nothing else you guys wish to do for the evening. You just want to wait till the next morning.
Basically. Me.
I guess so.
I guess, yeah.
Alrighty then. Okay. So, next morning, you get up, get yourself out there. Uh, you see the goblin, or at least you think it's the same goblin. Uh, setting out a cauldron of what looks like might be oatmeal or something close enough. And putting out a group of bowls. What would you guys like to do?
Fangtail's gonna be just a little in the night practice, trying to get good. So she's like guitar in her hand, sleep, snoring.
And the rest of you?
Keen's a little bit hungover probably from carousing, so he's just gonna like quietly eat whatever mush that is plopped in front of him.
Yeah. Yeah, it's some kind of oatmeal, except it's not sweet, and it seems to have bits of mushroom in it.
No, weird. That's so weird.
Not even thinking about it, he's just like mechanically shoveling.
And what about Nori and Kel? What are you guys doing?
I'll get some food, but that's about it. Pretty standard fare.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah, so you're all gathered around with bowls of mushroom oatmeal, and just waking up for the day. Hilga seems very unimpressed with the offering. Just kind of shaking her head as she kind of samples the bowl. You said something about going to the mountains today.
Trolls and skeletons.
I mean, the mountains are the reason why we're in Bottom Town.
She nods. Yes.
We just need to visit the mayor before we go. It's possible that the the source of the undead might be where a dwarven mining company went.
Kobolds mentioned something about living in a cave that some dwarves said were theirs.
Ooh, maybe we don't have to talk to the mayor. Do they know the location?
I could find out. Are they back in the bar or are they gone?
Well, for kobolds, these kobolds are definitely sleeping during the day still. I mean, you've gotten used to an awake during the day time schedule of hanging out with these guys, but those kobolds are still very nocturnal. So
Yeah, I don't know if Keen would have thought to ask, but he did say they were to like.
they did point out.
They sort of told him where they were.
Yeah, they did tell you where the cave system that they had been claiming is theirs and then got chased out of by trolls.
Either way, we should still check in with the mayor in case it's not the same place. Never be too careful, right?
So breakfast over, and you're heading off to the city hall.
Yeah.
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 And during breakfast, and while we're walking over, I'll pass along that they've been getting attacked pretty much daily, and the theories that the Minotaur suspected that with all the mining and the rock moving for the railroad, they under some sort of artifact or some sort of weird cache of resting undead, and that might be why there's such a big surge now because it's been happening since the what was it? What'd you call it again? Since renewal?
You heard that it was sometime in renewal. Yes.
So you think so they think it's more of a we woke up some shit than a people making shit wake up?
The way that the captain specifically said it is he thinks it's something similar to shingles. It's a symptom of of something that was already there. The necromancers, the xenophiles, or no, xenophobics, yeah, the racists were always there. This just kind of gave them a way to gave
They're
them a
jimmies.
situation where they could come up and fight back.
We rustled their jimmies and now we have to go burn them out.
All right. So you make your way over to the city hall. It's a well kept building, made of stone. Uh, a bit newer than the one that you guys saw in Midpoint. Uh, Once inside, you are actually led to the current mayor, who happens to be a dwarf. And he stands up from behind his desk as he sees you guys ushered in. Says, uh, I've been hearing you folks are from Imru originally. From Emlan originally. Are you part of the railroad company?
Ingtel just nods ahead and goes back to look down. Quiet.
Yes, we're from Emery. We're currently here to hopefully try and fix the attack problem.
Ah, excellent. Excellent news. It's been driving away tourist business. Not that we had much to begin with, but well, we had some that liked the look of the hill, the look of the mountains, and then of course there are the miners and such. But no one's been wanting to mine since the last mining company vanished back in Renewal 40.
Yes, well, we're here about that specifically. We have a feeling that the main cause of all the attack might be where that mining company that vanished was mining.
Mm.
We were hoping that you perhaps knew the location.
Well, I know the general area they were supposed to be mining, and at least according to the permits they got. Um, and he kind of like goes over to his desk and starts rifling through some paperwork and brings the sheet out and basically pictures of the closer down mountains and gestures towards an area that basically looks a lot like what Keen was shown by the kobolds. Supposedly they were in this area when last they were heard from, but no one's been able to get up there, not since the attack started. People have
No,
been trying to avoid that area, even despite the offer I made. 100 gold to anyone who can bring back proof of what's become of that company.
Nori's just gonna look at Keen. Is that the?
Fangtail's ears perks up instantly.
Nori's gonna
With an
look at
idea.
Keen and say, "Is that the same place that your friends pointed you to?"
Keen like looks at the map and nods. Looks about right. They said that they were living in some caves and some dwarves after tried to run them off, but then trolls ran them off.
Well, we'll be sure to make our way there as soon as we can.
Fangtail kind of walks up to Dory. Is there anything that I could do to help you with this?
Yeah, if you can bring back proof, that'd be great. As I said, 100 gold is 100 gold, even to you folk who are from out of town.
Would it be each 100 gold or 100 gold?
Well, it was meant for any group that brings back the proof.
So one payment, or
Yes,
kind of
one payment.
uh,
A payment for the group that sends proof back.
if we do just take to sort
Sorry, you're
of
breaking up, Jesse. Whoa.
she's basically saying that what if we do get the $100, she'll give you her share out of it to help repay in a way.
Alright.
Just because she's a little bit nervous that she might not actually be able to make it as a musician. She's feeling a little bit down now after doing that one performance. Doesn't mean that she's not giving up, but it's more like a backup change sort of to help pay back.
Well, if we do find anything up there, I'll be sure to let you know.
You know I'm coming with, right?
I
Unless
was
you were
talking to the mayor.
Yeah. Whoops. Fangtail just goes all blush and looks straight down.
Mayor's just kind of looking back between the group of you and finally goes, well, all right then.
Just Fangtail whispering to herself, "We need something. We need something. We need to find."
Oh, alright. Well, seeing
Hell
as our
yeah.
business here is done, I bid you farewell.
Farewell to you as well.
Bye.
Bad with voice tonight.
I guess we just make our way out, and Keen can lead us.
So you guys are heading out of town then?
Sure.
I mean, she is our leader, of course. I can just imagine Helga
we're
and
heading out of
Keen's
town.
on the hand, and Keen's just pointing in a direction.
So you're heading off to the mountains.
Woohoo! Rough terrain.
Yay, we're gonna die.
We'll be
Woohoo.
fine. One of us might die.
If I can't pay my coins, I'll pay with my life. Because I am devoted to Nori.
Fair enough.
Notice me, Nori. Notice me.
I would rather not.
You watch out, she might go yandere on you.
I have 29 bolts with Fangtail's name on it, if that's the case.
Oh, God damn it.
I have 22 arrow. Bolts, yeah. I have 22 bolts with her name on it if she tries anything.
Did you engrave these on the day that we met or something? Just one night, just pulled out a pocket knife and started etching Fangtail into every single bolt.
Nah, I
No.
engrave them after they've been shot at Fangtail if she tries something.
Alright.
You know,
Fucking
I
nerd.
I shoot them, I kill you, and then after the fact, I quickly engrave your name into them so it looks like I intended it.
Yeah.
It was my plan.
Uh,
all along.
Now I kind of want a character that does that to every enemy they kill.
Just put your own little signature on it. And this is how you meet.
And as you guys make your way through the forest up the side of the mountain, we are going to pick up with this again next week. With hopefully Tallulah can join us.
I'm gonna make mountain climbing music. No
Uh,
mountain climbing music. We're going up the mountain. Can I roll performance, please?
Going up the mountain,
You
meet the Great Wizard of
can
Oz.
next week.
Damn it! I gotta remind myself. I have to remind